Good evening to parents and caregivers. I'm Maya Davidson and I'm honoured to be head girl for Takapuna Grammar 2022. And so the adventure begins. No mai, haere mai. A warm welcome to not only the Year 9 Parents' Evening, but the TGS whānau. We are delighted to have you a part of our community and I wish your children all the very best for their wonderful new journey. Oh, how time flies. It's crazy to believe that 4 years ago, my parents were in your shoes, seated in our beautiful school, excited and curious about how this next chapter of my life would unfold. Well, it has been nothing but outstanding. Whilst I cherish my last year here, I'm thrilled that our Year 9's experiences are only just commencing. My family and I will forever be grateful for not only the decision I made, but how Takapuna Grammar has helped define who I am today. I undertook my intermediate years at TNIS, being the natural feeder for Westlake. When applying for high school, however, I was convinced that I would choose the school that was right for me, not where my friends were going. Once stepping foot here on the open day, my heart was set. This was where I knew I belonged. On my first day, I was so insanely nervous. I don't live locally, and I had gone from a big social circle to just me. But looking back now, I had nothing to worry about. Our school is ultimately our home away from home, and that feeling of belonging comes very quickly at TGS. The students are kind, the staff support us to reach our absolute potential, we practice very strong values, and are passionate about striving for greatness. Since that first day, I've been exposed to amazing opportunities and achievements, formed lifelong friendships, and made memories that I will cherish forever. Whether your children are simply nervous due to this big step or in a situation like mine, struggling with the transition is completely normal. I want to assure you though, it only gets better. They are truly in the best place. When looking back at these daunting days, I'm so appreciative of the support and inspiration I received, truly factoring how I settled in. Our school strongly focuses on not only providing us the best environment for our overall high school endeavour, but particularly for the first year students. They are aware many may face barriers with the new journey and ensure there are strong strategies in place to remedy these. Peer support and whānau form class are two major support systems, both of which your children are currently undergoing. Peer support is a program for Year 9s every Wednesday morning in their whānau form class for the first 6 weeks of the school year. This is an opportunity for Year 13s to not only form connections with our juniors, but be positive role models and show strong leadership for them. During the hour session, they participate in learning, bonding activities and discussions, all with being provided an inclusive, supportive and caring environment from their mentors. Peer support is a safe space. Us leaders are driven to ensure the students feel as comfortable as possible while settling in. To this day, I can still clearly remember my peer support mornings, and it motivates me to return the favour for your children. I cannot express enough how this program assisted me in finding my feet. I not only had seniors who were there for me, but I formed strong bonds with my fellow peers. At TGS, we have composite form classes, which is amazing. It creates the opportunity for special connections to be built between the different age groups. With attending this class 5 days a week for 5 years, it becomes a sense of family. It's like the home base. The bond you form with your teacher is very special. They are by your side the whole journey. Whānau form class ultimately creates foundations to help you grow, to then give back as you spread your wings and develop. Most of all, however, these two programs illustrate the term tua kanatena, the relationship between an older person and a younger person, a model for buddy systems. So though the Year 9s will complete their last session of peer support next week, they are a part of a family now. They will be looked after by the years above, and in no time will care for the years below. Lastly, our prestigious school has a broad range of ways to participate in and outside the classroom. Encourage your children to apply themselves to many of the offers we have here at TGS. Every one of them has talent, and through many opportunities here, they can make a positive contribution to their futures and our community. We embrace diversity, and the opportunities available for everyone's uniqueness is endless. I urge them to try new things, step out of their comfort zone, and get involved. It has been a pleasure to speak to you all tonight, and I can't emphasise enough what amazing things the future holds for our Year 9s. As mentioned in the beginning, TGS has truly helped support me become the young woman I am today, and that is a reflection on both the remarkable efforts of the wonderful students and staff here and principles in which the culture of the school has been built and taught. They are off to great places, and I look forward to watching them grow. I would now like to introduce Mrs. Nixon, our principal.
Ngā mihi mahana kia koutou. Thanks for joining us this evening. It's too early to meet the teachers as they're just getting to know their students, but we want you to hear some of the good stuff that's going on here at Takapuna Grammar School, what your young adults are learning about, and how you can help them get the most out of school and their time here. Firstly, I would like to introduce the senior leadership team who help me run a smooth ship here every single day. Deputy Principals Brian Wynne, Will Scovell, Mary Pottinger, Jake Lamb is unable to be here tonight, Moira Malaki, and Assistant Principals Nick Kingston and Lucy Perry. Probably top of your minds right now is, how is TGS doing in the current COVID environment? We're doing well. Yes, there are staff and students at home who are positive or household contacts, but we are being alerted to cases early and people are taking personal responsibility following the rules, which has helped our school manage the situation so far. I'm really proud of our students and staff who are coming to school every day and getting on with their learning and their socialising. Staff and students are working via Google Classroom, and those who are not able to be on site are often joining the class remotely and catching up with friends and teachers for help later on too. Someone said to me yesterday, "You wouldn't know there's a pandemic going on. There's lots of chatter and play in the grounds, and the classes are orderly and focused." People are getting to know each other. Even though we can't see people's smiles, we can see people's eyes. It's different, but we're being innovative. Assemblies are being live streamed from the hall to classrooms. Teachers are thinking about the health regs while planning. Music lessons, clubs and sports are underway outside, and activities like Valentine's Day serenades, the Shakespeare production and peer support are providing plenty of fun. Now, aside from the pandemic, what about Takapuna Grammar School and our Year 9s? Well, 95 years ago, this school was set up so students could get an outstanding education close to where they live, and the school has produced multiple generations of achievers since then. Academic excellence is our core business. This, plus our holistic approach, sets us apart from other schools. Diversity is valued. There are programs to suit the arts, business, science, innovation, music, sport, technology, the environment, culture, and lots of things. Attention is paid to cultural movements and issues which are important for the school to adapt to meet the needs of our students from Year 9 to 13. TGS is students first. We focus on developing our students' people skills. We want them to contribute, achieve and enjoy life and here long and after they leave here. Takapuna Grammar School has just had another fantastic year for academic results in NCEA, International Baccalaureate and Scholarship. We want all our students to gain high-level qualifications so they can have many options for work and success in life in our fast-changing world. We have dual qualifications which are both highly regarded internationally. Over 90% of our students study NCEA, and our pass rate currently is over 90% for all levels of NCEA and 100% for IB. Not everyone will go to university when they finish school, but we want our students to be able to at any time in their careers and to be confident they will succeed. Huge numbers of students here gain excellence and merit endorsements too. These results exceed national and similar decile results by a considerable margin. Scholarship is the highest qualification in the New Zealand school system. Takapuna Grammar School students excelled themselves in scholarship and top IB results again in 2021, despite a very disrupted year. Our overall academic results from last year placed TGS in the top 20 schools across New Zealand. New Zealand is one of the best countries in the world for education, so to have so many students achieving at high levels makes us really proud of what we do here. We also help our students find and grow their unique qualities. In an age where artificial intelligence is increasing in influence, diversity and individuality are very valuable. We develop the soft skills that only humans have, such as empathy and tenacity, teamwork, innovation, cultural understanding, and emotional intelligence. Last year, our Board of Trustees refreshed our strategic plan with input from our students, staff, and the community. We remain committed to our strong academic heritage and extensive co-curricular program, and we have added in new areas so students are well prepared to step into their futures. They will amaze you with how skilled, confident, adaptable, empathetic, and collaborative they get to be over the next 5 years. We want you as parents to be part of this. Encourage your students. Year 9 students are expected to do about an hour of their own learning in their own time, say 4 days a week. Sometimes this is set work, and if not, they should review what they're doing in class and think about why they're doing this. Please ask them about what they're learning and get them to explain it to you, because this helps them learn and make sense of it. We also want you to connect to us. The first port of call for parents to school is through your student's whānau form teacher, or through reception to get those details. Email is best, but just remember that whānau form teachers also teach lots of classes, so we'll get back to you within a day or two rather than instantly. Talk to your young adults about who their whānau teacher is and how things are going. The deans and DPs get to know students in their houses very well and are an important link between school and home. They do a lot of monitoring, communicating, and build strong relationships with their houses. It's now my pleasure to introduce the House Deans. Each has a pairing and a vertical group of students from Year 9 to 13. So kaha House Deans. Rebecca Burke and Henry McLaughlin. Maya House Deans, Hannah Marshall, who's unable to be with us tonight, and Mike Tillett. Wehi House Deans, Sam Steele and Juliet Crines. Ihi House Deans, Rachel McDowell, who's also not able to be here tonight, and Whaia Tina Peters. And Mana House Deans, Rosemary Close and James Lawton. They do a great job. And it's my pleasure next to introduce Audrey Malhewish, a student from Year 10. She'll talk to you now.
Kia ora, ko Audrey taku ingoa, ko haihai taku awa, ko takarunga taku maunga, ko Takapuna te kua tuarua. Hello, my name is Audrey, and I'm a Year 10 here at TGS. It seems weird that only a year ago, I was just starting at this school, unsure of my future and everything around me. To this day, I'm still not sure whether I was simply nervous or scared, whereas now I look back and wonder why on earth I was either of those two things, because my experience here has been amazing, and it's only been a year. The first day for me was a bit of a roller coaster, having new timetables, new classes, and a lot more people, even though it was just Year 9s. Yet my form teacher assured me there was nothing to worry about, and my peer support leader said the same thing, and that everything was just getting underway. I soon met my core class, a group of people who majority of whom I had never met, but now I have 2 great friends in that class, one of which is my best friend, and a group of people who may drive me insane at sometimes, but never fail to make me smile. All of my teachers in all of my classes have been so nice to me and have taught me everything I'd needed to know and a lot more, especially in science, where my teacher made me love a subject I'd once hated and told me everything about everything at every given time. Sports Institute was an amazing experience as well, even though I probably complained during the workouts, but it's all for the reward. What I have loved most, however, has to be the sports. I was privileged enough to be able to play for the girls' cricket first 11 in cricket, and I'm lucky enough to be in the team again this year, and it's just been an amazing time. With weekly games usually right here at TGS, tournament week, trips, and even training at the brand new multi-purpose sports facility, I can't even put into words what an experience it's been. There's so much more here that I've been able to do, such as UN Youth, football, netball, reading and math competitions, and really too many to list. There was also choirs, and my choir, Takapuna, had an amazing time at choir camp and the Big Sing, and other co-curriculars that my friends did, such as chess club, engineering club, and Amnesty International. There's just so many choices here, whether it's sports, clubs, or co-curriculars, all whilst maintaining your academics. It's just incredible. Most importantly though, all of that was just in Year 9. My journey here at TGS has only just started, and I'm so excited to see what the years ahead of me hold. I'll now introduce Mr. Scavell, the Deputy Principal. Thank you.
Kia ora, everyone. The New Zealand curriculum sets the direction for learning in our classrooms. The vision of this curriculum is to create young people who will be confident, connected, actively involved, lifelong learners. In the classroom, we place a strong emphasis on values and key competencies. These develop over time and are the key to learning in all subjects. Our students are supported and challenged to develop these competencies in wide-ranging and complex situations. Our Year 9 program is a time for exploration. Students get to experience the 8 learning areas of the New Zealand curriculum through a variety of pedagogical approaches. They'll dissect cow's eyes, learn life-saving skills at our local beaches, and use virtual reality headsets to explore Parliament. The core skills of literacy and numeracy are taught through a range of contexts and subjects to ensure students can apply their knowledge. The experiences, knowledge and skills students gain during years 9 and 10 prepare them for their senior years of secondary school. When students reach year 11 and move into NCA, they'll have the opportunity to select subjects which they've enjoyed and demonstrated a particular skill in. Students in Year 9 are organised into teaching classes where they will study English, mathematics, science, social studies, and health and physical education. In 2022, we have added Te Toi Tangata to our program. This subject runs parallel to social studies with a specific focus on the bicultural perspective. Students learn about who we are as a school, as a community, and our local stories. For the arts, technology, and languages, students are in mixed classes. We run a 10-day timetable, with students having a total of 48 lessons across this time. The compilation of these subjects is laid out in the students' timetable. Students and their whānau can view this through the Kmart portal. Students will receive 4 reports during the year, and you have the opportunity to meet their teachers on 2 dedicated evenings. A powerful form of feedback you can receive is from the students themselves. Please encourage them to actively engage in their learning. Having a clear ownership of their learning will allow students to better understand where and how they are progressing. Now you will hear more specific details about our curriculum from our subject leaders. To begin with, we have Carrie King, our Head of English.
Good evening, everyone. The Year 9 English classes have settled in well, and it's been a delight to see and hear about the earnest learning happening in these opening weeks of the year. Across all the classes in various ways, there has been a focus on the study of novels, poetry and short stories. This includes texts from Aotearoa New Zealand, such as Margaret Mayhew's The Changeover, Shooting Stars by Brian Faulkner, and short stories by Witi Ihamaira and Patricia Grace. Currently, all Year 9 students are working towards developing their skills for their first literary essay assessment coming up in week 8. The study of visual text or film is an important aspect of the Year 9 course. Students will learn close viewing skills so they can describe the effect and meaning of a filmmaker's choice. Popular Year 9 film studies include Tim Burton's Edward Scissorhands, Taika Waititi's Hunt for the Wilder People, and Rob Weiner's The Princess Bride. Personal reading is fundamental to success in English, and we encourage our students to develop a healthy reading habit. In Year 9, time is allocated for personal reading in the library during English lessons. Students should always have a reading book with them and view this as part of the materials they need to be ready to learn. As you might expect, spelling, punctuation and grammar are an important part of Year 9 English, and the teaching of these is integrated into all units of work. Debating and speeches are another significant aspect of the Year 9 program, and we have been encouraging Year 9 students to participate in the junior debating and speech competitions later in the year. Debating is a skill that we value highly because it gets students working collaboratively and thinking creatively in a way they find rather fun. While this goes some way to outline the specifics of the Year 9 course, the overarching aim of English in Year 9 is for every student to find something enriching and of value through the study of literature, language and film. While these forms a sound base for future success in the senior school, perhaps more importantly, Year 9 English is about teaching our younger students to question, inquire and communicate about the world around them just that bit more. Thank you. And I'd like to introduce Frances Potter, the Head of Art.
Kia ora tātou, ko Frances Potter tēnei. I'm here to give a brief overview of art here at Takapuna Grammar in Year 9. First of all, our Year 9 students have a choice of one of two programs, 9 Core Art or 9 Art Extension, and I'll give a brief synopsis of both. 9 Core Art, this course runs for one term at 5 periods per 2-week cycle, and it's part of the one-term elective rotations alongside our other art subjects, music, drama and dance. The Year 9 Visual Art program teaches fundamental drawing techniques and other art-making activities such as painting, printmaking and sculpture. This year, our focus is printmaking and using the technique of calligraphic prints. The images we make are broad-based and culturally flexible, allowing our teachers and students different preferences and times. Art in Year 9 encompasses observation of the students' environment and culture and the imaginative developments of these. Art appreciation is part of this practical course. We also run clubs. We run the Innovation Workshop and Ceramics Club, which is new this year, which is highly sought after. And we also run an art appreciation course in Year 10. 9 VAE, which is the Art Extension program, runs for 2 terms and is designed for those Year 9 students who have already developed really good fundamental drawing and painting skills in Year 8 and want to extend these further. Compared to the core program, this course offers a more advanced and varied and in-depth art-making experience for our akonga. It will offer students at least 2 different art disciplines, such as painting and printmaking or painting and sculpture, all supported by appropriate drawing and in-depth research activities. Emphasis on developing and challenging the creative process, and students are encouraged to generate a range of responses to visual problems. The work of a variety of artists, both from Aotearoa and abroad, are used to inspire students and help them to develop their own personal artistic approach. I look forward to meeting and working with your tamariki here at Takapuna Grammar, and I know that they're really going to enjoy the learning and challenges that we have in store for them over the next 5 years. Thank you very much, and I'd like to introduce Petra Kent, Head of Languages.
Good evening. It's been wonderful to see the Year 9s all eagerly participating in their language classes. The students at TGS are lucky to have the choice of 2 languages for Term 1. They can choose from French, Te Reo Māori, Spanish, Chinese and Japanese. Some students have the option of having extra support for their English language and also literacy. The students will study these languages for 5 weeks, and as we're in week 5 this week, next week the students will be going on to their next language. In that time, students are able to have a taste of that language, learning basic greetings, introductions, talking about friends and families, hobbies, and so on. They will then be able to say which language they would prefer, and we will endeavour to place them in that language for the remainder of Year 9 into Year 10 and hopefully beyond. They also learn about different cultures and how other people live, and hopefully are able to see the world from a different perspective. Course content differs slightly between the languages, as in Japanese and Chinese, for example, a considerable amount of time is spent on learning the script. Teachers also adapt depending on the prior knowledge of the students that we have in front of us, as we know that some come with having studied language at intermediate school, so we're able to build on that knowledge. The classes are, however, designed as beginner courses for second language students, and we are open to conversations with the heritage students to continue those languages in their senior years. Students are assessed throughout the course in each of the language skill areas: listening, reading, writing, and speaking. We see the students 5 times every 2 weeks, so it is essential that they do some work in their own time outside of class. So this could be telling you some phrases they've learned that day over the dinner table, or using online sites such as Quizlet or Duolingo to revise vocabulary or script. Regular engagement with languages is beneficial, so even if only for 10 minutes a day, it's great to have that regular contact. All students also have access to resources for their language on Education Perfect this year. It has been a pleasure to hear students already greeting their teachers in the target language when we see them around the school, so hopefully they will start to use some of those phrases at home too. Thank you very much, and I'd like to introduce Catherine Udi-Bothwell, Head of Mathematics.
Good evening, parents. Mathematics can be challenging for students and unfortunately the cause of anxiety for some. The trick is to see maths not as rote learning of times tables and formulas, but as patterns for the kids that they can see in the world around them, such as Kawhaiwhai lattice work, quilts, or even the way that flowers grow. We all have an important role to support our students to understand how important being successful at maths is. One newspaper article started with a reminder that maths has this gatekeeping role for higher paying jobs by and large, so decisions made by teachers, by students and by parents have pretty significant impacts further down the track. The Year 9 maths classes have started the year with activities from the U-Cubed website from Stanford University in California and their week of inspirational maths. The focus of that first week is on helping students to develop their growth mindset, the belief that everyone can learn and be good at maths. Students will spend a lot of time on number and algebra this year, nearly half of the year. These 2 topics are the most important for future studies of mathematics. During the year, 9 maths students will also learn maths from the other 2 strands, which are geometry and measurement and probability and statistics. All Year 9 maths students have a Write-In Learning Workbook and Education Perfect. Education Perfect is great for online learning, and there are many smart lessons that support the students in their development of their understanding of our subject. Students are expected to do 20 minutes of homework each time they have a maths lesson, which is 4 times some weeks, 3 times the other. The purpose of the homework is to consolidate the learning done in the classroom. It is important that students do their homework and that they seek help with any homework that they cannot do. There is maths coaching available after school on a Tuesday in RN46 where senior students are rostered to help students with their homework problems. There are a number of maths competitions on offer through the year, and I would encourage students to consider entering some of these. They are a great opportunity for developing a wider understanding of our subject. My challenge to all of us is to keep encouraging our students to persevere. In maths, you often learn best when you make mistakes. Students also need to make sure that they let their teacher know when the work is too easy, as well as when it's too hard. You will have all received an introductory email from your child's maths teacher. Please keep in touch with them through the year, and if you have any further questions, please feel free to email me, your child's teacher, or our new teacher in charge of junior maths, Miss Jo Hilario. Next up is Lauren Raby, the Head of Performing Arts.
Performing arts invites students to explore different ways of making meaning. Students inquire into practices of expression in music, drama, and dance, and experiment with their discoveries. They learn about accepted standards of practice and explore levels of effectiveness in their own work. Each subject offers a term-long taster course leading to the development of subject knowledge and practice at Year 10. In drama, students use movement to tell the story suggested by a piece of music. They enhance their work by manipulating colored fabrics to illustrate scenic possibilities. Interpreting photographs and paintings to uncover narratives extends their engagement with the wider world. Dramatizing personal stories and those of the bicultural traditions of Aotearoa is the third component of the Year 9 taster course. Dance invites students to explore the expressive possibilities of movement. Students learn about the role of dance in Pacific culture as they rehearse a sa-sa. In this, they recognize rhythmic strictness and the value of group cohesion. After learning about different dance genres, students create their own individual art form and express themselves as they see fit. Dance extension is an option for those students who have been a part of a dance group before. This course focuses on group and solo performance with the goal of performing at the yearly dance evening. Music opens students to the recent history of popular forms. They learn fundamental notation, the value of notes, timing, and rhythm in music. Groups create and perform drum pieces requiring focus, adherence to time, and attention to one another's role in making the work. Each student will gain confidence in this new universal language and show their learning through performance. Music extension is an option for those students who already play an instrument at grade 2 or above. This course is 2 terms and covers music history, music theory, composition, and solo and group performance. The Performing Arts offers a variety of co-curricular opportunities as well, which include concert band, jazz band, orchestra, 4 nationally recognized choirs, theater sports, musical theater productions, tap, salsa, K-pop, ballet, and contemporary dance groups, 2 dance companies, and a variety of rock band options. There's always a place for each student to thrive in performing arts. Now I'd like to introduce Jason Ross to tell you about physical education.
Good evening. Students in Year 9 have 5 periods with us every fortnight. They consist of 4 PE lessons and 1 health lesson per cycle. Physical education helps students to develop the skills, knowledge and competencies to live healthy and physically active lives at school and for the rest of their lives. The key aims for our junior PE program include developing teamwork, leadership, interpersonal skills, to build movement competence and confidence, to promote active lifestyles, explore and develop decision-making and risk management, and to challenge our students' styles of thinking in a fun and safe environment. In order for our students to be successful in reaching these aims, we have created diverse programs that include lessons and units that focus on critical thinking, aquatics, functional movement, teamwork, creativity, games from around the world, and at the year end, we finish with the Year 9 Physical Education Camp, where students will spend 3 days off-site involving themselves in activities that again will challenge their ways of thinking in an environment outside of the classroom. Health is about enhancing our students' sense of self-worth. We help them to think critically about health-related and movement contexts. The crux of the health program centres around our students' haora, or well-being, which involves a combination of the physical, mental and emotional, social and spiritual aspects of one's life. The Year 9 Health Program focuses on the well-being of our students as individuals, others and society. Students will develop an understanding of well-being and personal identity. They will discuss and develop strategies for coping with risk situations, dealing with depression, issues such as bullying, sexuality, keeping themselves safe, and drug education. Students will develop skills to critically analyse the challenges and changes that occur during adolescence. Students will also discuss and develop strategies to make informed and health-enhancing decisions. If you have any further questions about PE or health programs, please feel free to contact me via email. I'd now like to introduce Nick Kingston, Head of Science.
Good evening, everyone. So as described earlier, all junior students have 7 lessons of science per 2-week cycle. For most Year 9s, they have had limited experience of working in a lab. They enjoy it, they get excited about it, and so one of the goals of our junior science program is to build on that enthusiasm and ultimately encourage them to continue with science. To do this, we try to incorporate a lot of practical work in our lessons. We're lucky enough to be well-resourced with practical equipment and have a pair of fantastic technicians that support teachers with these kinds of activities. The other major goal of our junior science program is to prepare students for science in the senior school, whether that's NCEA or IB science. So we cover fundamental aspects of biology, chemistry, physics, and earth and space science. That works out to be 1 term for each of those 4 areas. At TGS, we find most of our students choose to continue with science when it becomes optional at senior level. And we offer 3 separate sciences from Year 11, as well as a general science course. We're really proud of the results that senior students achieve, but work on the philosophy that it's a 5-year program, and so what we do in the junior school has a big impact on the interest and achievement of students later on. So what do we expect from Year 9 students? Like other subjects, we have an expectation that all students will participate fully in all aspects of classwork. That's both the practical side and written side of things. And as teachers, we're here to encourage them to do that. To consolidate on classroom learning, we also expect students to complete a small amount of homework regularly. In science, that might be finishing off a task from class, completing something from a workbook, updating a glossary, or working on a task set through the online platform Education Perfect. By now, you should have received a message from your child's teacher introducing themselves and outlining the plan for the year. Please make contact with them if you have any questions. Like all subjects, Google Classroom is the student's first port of call. Finally, I hope to meet many of you face-to-face as the year progresses. And now I'd like to introduce Kira Clark, Head of Social Sciences.
Good evening. Social studies at Year 9 is about how societies are organised and how they function. Our students will learn about people, places and histories, both within and beyond New Zealand. We want our students to develop knowledge and skills to help them contribute to the global community that they live in. Our Year 9s have just started the year with a unit called My Place in Space, with a focus first on their local community, their place from a national, and finally a global perspective. Other topics will explore the bicultural nature of New Zealand, contemporary migration trends, and students will develop an understanding of civics and New Zealand's system of government. Social studies is a core subject at Years 9 and 10. Over these 2 years, we will develop skills that will help our students when they begin NCEA. These may include collecting, analysing and presenting information, critical thinking, essay writing, understanding perspectives of others, mapping and using GIS, Geographic Information Systems. There will be 3 formal assessments and an end-of-year examination based on the learning of topics, social studies concepts, and skills. Your sons and daughters are becoming more globalised with an ever-increasing amount of information available to them. We will be teaching them how to research effectively and why some sources of information and internet websites may not be as useful or reliable as others.
How to navigate this will become an essential skill throughout the education. How can parents assist? Discussions at home around current issues and events have never been more relevant for social studies. This will help make connections to the learning that we do in class. We hope that your sons and daughters enjoy the year and become engaged and passionate social scientists. Finally, I'd like to introduce the Head of Technology Department, Motu Samaeli.
Good evening. Some questions. Why do we teach in 1 hour blocks all year? Are there core subjects and option subjects? Why are there learning areas? Why is the learning area I lead called technology? If our programs are being successful, then the learning area of technology is probably going to look quite different from what you may have experienced yourselves when you were at school. At Takapuna Grammar in Year 9, every student engages in 1 term of digital technologies and 1 term of design thinking. Digital technologies is about computational thinking and digital media, and design thinking is a new course that was introduced last year, which is about creative problem solving, where questioning, risk-taking and divergent thinking is encouraged. Students can also choose a further 2 technologies out of food technology, hard materials, and soft materials. And over the course of the year, they'll be doing 4 technologies. We encompass an eclectic and diverse range of learning styles, approaches, contexts, and experiences through these different courses. We are driven probably less by a set of bodies of knowledge and more about tapping into a range of knowledges and skills that can be applied and can be connected with their students' personal perspectives and developing some critical thinking. We are largely project-based, whether it be a couple of hours or a couple of months. We learn as we do rather than learn before we do. We're not just about learning outcomes, but also the learning journey. We're not so much about the gadgets and the equipment in themselves, but rather what we can do with these resources. Design thinking remains at the core of our technology programs moving forward, and we aspire for each learner to grow a mindset of encompassing the ability to question assumptions, reflect on their practice, collaborate, and undertake creative play. Being empathetic, proactive, self-managing, and independent are qualities that are likely to lead to a successful technology learner. Some more questions. Why have I said what I've just said? Why am I standing here? Why are you here? What will you take away from this? And what will your children take away from technology learning? Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rohan Sherlock, and I have the pleasure of being head boy here at Takapuna Grammar this year. Today, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what Year 9 will be like for your children, especially the academic opportunities on offer here at TGS. I remember what it was like entering high school for the first time. Going from a school of around 500 kids to a school of around 1,700 pupils is a big jump. Everything changes at high school. Students are no longer taught by the same teacher for every subject all year round. Instead, we have 5 periods a day and we see a different teacher for every subject. This makes a huge difference as students form relationships with lots of different teachers. There are a lot of small differences that all add up to making high school a completely different environment from intermediate. This environment may seem daunting at first, but once you're settled in, is really enjoyable. By now, the Year 9s have selected their subjects for this year. In total, the Year 9s study about 8 or 9 subjects at any given time. To help with these subjects, we have a student-led tutoring program where junior students can come and get help from Year 12 and 13 students studying the same subjects. This is a great opportunity for juniors to fill in the gaps in their learning and better prepare themselves for assessments. More information about this program will be posted on the daily notices and on the TGS Grapevine on Instagram. Once your children reach their senior years, they will get lots of choice with their subject selection. Since TGS is such a large school with such great facilities and teachers, there are a wide variety of courses on offer. Currently, in Year 13, I take Level 3 NCEA, where my subjects are physics, chemistry, calculus, English, and PE. IB, or International Baccalaureate, is also an option in Year 12 and 13. As an extension to Level 3 NCEA, TGS also offers a wide variety of scholarship subjects. Last year, we did really well in scholarship, placing 19th in New Zealand. While scholarship is aimed at Year 13s, we had lots of Year 12s and even some Year 11s who passed scholarship last year. This includes me, as I passed PE scholarship. There are also a plethora of leadership opportunities at TGS. In Year 12, there are leadership opportunities such as becoming part of our various peer teams, as well as becoming a house leader. In Year 13, there are around 40 prefects, as well as other opportunities, such as becoming a peer support leader. This year, we are creating a junior leadership academy for our budding leaders in the junior school. My advice for your children would be to get stuck into all of the opportunities we have here at TGS. There are so many, inside and outside the classroom. In Years 9 and 10, I got involved in a lot of co-curricular activities, such as rugby, sailing, maths competitions, and Duke of Ed. I was by no means the most talented rugby player or the smartest mathematician, but involving myself in lots of different things gave me a chance to understand who I am and what I enjoy doing. Involving myself also helped me become part of our great school culture here at TGS. The culture is just the best, and the students are happy to be here. Thanks for tuning in to our new parent evening. Although doing it online is not ideal, we hope you have gathered lots of helpful information. From the team here at school, we hope you and your children have an awesome first year here at TGS, and we wish all your children all the best for the years of learning to come. Thank you.